We the people, we the people, we the people, we the people.
United States of America.
This is E-Verify. I'm anti-illegal immigration. I don't like this nonsense going on. I'm a member of RILE, Rhode Islanders for Immigration Law Enforcement. But I've explained this to Gino, who we had here one night, and I explained this to Terry, founder of RILE. I'm stoutly anti-E-Verify. I want a verification system to determine whether or not someone is in the United States legally looking for work. However, what E-Verify amounts to is yet another national database filled with the names and information of American citizens. Okay, this is not a database, don't fool yourselves. No matter what they tell you, this is not a database filled with the information of illegal immigrants. It can't be. The information for illegal immigrants is not there. It does not exist. If it is there, it's false. You can't determine whether or not someone is in the United States legally or illegally by compiling the names of legal U.S. citizens and running them on a check. Now, the last time I looked, when you go to apply for a job, you give up your social security number, you give up all your personal information in order to get that job. And if you can't provide it, you don't get a job. Correct? Isn't this something that's existed for years? There are pre-existing laws, pre-existing Rhode Island laws against hiring illegal immigrants without, proof of documentation, green card, visa, or permanent citizenship. Another database.
Then how come illegal aliens have jobs that American citizens are sitting at home?
We don't all know the answer to that question.
I mean, obviously they didn't fill out that paperwork. I don't know. Did they fraudulently fill that out? Did they not run? Did the employer not run? Is it just semantics filling out an application? Don't worry, we're not going to verify this information.
Without naming the place, I have worked for a place where illegal immigrants come in and fill out an application. Okay, with a human resources department, the whole 9 yards. They should be checked out. And if they're found to not be legal, they can't provide the proper documentation, they don't get a job. But in this place, they were provided with a social security number, given someone else's or a false social security number, a dead person, a young person, whatever. We know the social security number can be bought and sold like postage stamps. What good is that to determine whether or not someone is legal in this country? The E-Verify system is not even based on the social security number. I don't think people realize that. E-Verify, all it does is create a labor database. Right now there is a citizenship database that coincides with the labor database, where all information can be checked. This will be a strictly labor database. Now, let's look at how this labor database can go wrong. In the event, now we've all seen the MIAC reports, all right, American citizens considered terrorists, enemies of the state, for any goddamn reason those in power decide. You step out of line, you make a political comment, you do something that is not kosher with the people who now run our country. All it takes is the click of a button, click of a mouse, flip of a switch, for them to put you on some kind of list inside of the E-Verify database, which says you cannot be employed at this time. You need a further background check. You're a suspicious character. You're this, you're that. That's a disabling of a legal American citizen to find employment in the United States. Okay? Now let's pretend for a second E-Verify is in place. The same employers that have hired illegals before with the existing laws in place, which don't seem to work, are the same employers that, in confidence, will be expected to use the E-Verify system. So if an illegal immigrant comes along, there's an employer who's using the E-Verify system, but that employer decides, I'm going to do the background check on this individual. But if the background check doesn't check out, I'm just going to invent some information for them and pay them $2 less. We're right back to square one, right back to the drawing board. E-Verify does nothing to eliminate the employment of illegal immigrants at all. The existing laws, if they were enforced, would, but existing laws are not enforced. So the classic situation, which local, state, national government does, the politicians, the representatives who are in charge, when one law isn't working, you make another law, a more threatening law. Thus, we have E-Verify. E-Verify exists because the current laws are not being enforced by the people whom we elected to represent us. So a vote for E-Verify, best I can see it, is just a vote for the creation of a labor database, those who are eligible to work and find work and labor in the United States and those who aren't. And that has nothing to do with illegal legal status. What that has to do with is government-friendly or non-government-friendly status. And that's why I oppose E-Verify. It's ultra fishy. The explanations on how the database will run, where they will get that information, and exactly how it will stop illegals from getting jobs in the United States, it doesn't add up, it doesn't make sense, and it puts me on the same caution guard that I would be on any other government program that was coming out. Now let me point out that there are commercials on the radio, on television, in several states, including our own here in Rhode Island, telling us to support E-Verify. And anytime I see an official commercial sponsored by God knows who, whether it be on the radio or on the television, it's a message coming to you from government. We're the government and we're here to help. Never take that as an explanation of why they're there and why they're advertising to you. E-Verify has commercials, and that should put you on your toes if you're an informed American citizen right off. They're selling you something. And when they're selling you something, it's not for your own goddamn good. And that's all I have to say about E-Verify.
Yes, Adam Cole, everybody. Senator Cole.
All right. As a side note, we were talking about monetary policy not too long ago. Where'd he go? I don't know. Low on tape, so I'll be quick. March 26th, 2009. Last week, Thursday, I believe. Apparently, I don't know if people are familiar with how, debt spending works, but you have to auction off your debt and other countries will buy your debt, and that's how you pay for the things that you're deficit spending on. Well, last Thursday, England went to go auction off their debt, and there were no buyers. No buyers. And then the market dropped 200 points because obviously when nobody's buying England's debt, how long till nobody's buying America's debt? And when nobody's buying your debt, how do you pay it? You print worthless money. I mean, essentially, you look at England's scenario, nobody's buying their debt, so they're going to be printing it through the Bank of England, which will have no backing, and that'll create hyperinflation. The same happens to us. We're spending significantly more than England, so the inflation will be greater and greater. So just as a little warning, apparently the first canary in the coal mine is dead. Nobody's buying England's debt. It's not much longer, man. I'm just saying, warn you, you guys were talking about silver. Smart. Not much longer, man. I'm just saying, a couple months, you'll be fine. Ta-da, that's it.
This concludes this program broadcast. We the People, a freedom of speech television show. Go to www.wethepeopleofri.org.